Welcome to another episode of Chopstick Travel. I'm Luke Martin, and today we are in Tokyo, Japan. This is one of the greatest food cities in the entire world, and over the next few episodes we are going to be showing you the best of what Tokyo has to offer. Everything from incredible seafoods all the way to some delicious street foods. We are going to be doing it all. I'm so excited to be here. I've been dreaming of coming here and making a big series for you guys, and tonight we have a special episode planned. We are in Shinjuku, one of the busiest districts of all of Tokyo, and we partnered up with Japan Wonder Travel, a local tour company here in Japan. Hit the link down in the description box if you want to book some awesome Japanese tours. So we're going to be showing you a little bit of what the Tokyo food nightlife culture is like. We're here in Shinjuku. I am hungry, so let's start. So our first stop is in an area called Homeboy de Yokocho, and formerly it was known as Piss Alley because after World War II, when the economy was really bad, this was sort of like a night market. A lot of people were drinking. This is a popular area for yakitori, which we're going to try here in a minute, which is grilled barbecue sticks. So there's a little restaurant we're gonna pop into right here. So we're sitting down at our first spot. It's still early in the night, so not many people are here, but this shop is very, very tiny. Just one bar counter, everyone's sitting down on stools, and I've ordered up my all-time favorite Japanese drink, the highball. So this is a ginger highball. It's just whiskey with ginger ale, and I guess probably Jim Beam whiskey. And then we've also got a appetizer, which is common at these izakayas. They'll give you a little appetizer, and this is chicken sashimi. It's not completely raw, but it's lightly seared on the outside, and it looks like some other marinated vegetables. I see some cucumbers in there, some peppers, and a mushroom in there as well. So this looks really good. That chicken is so tender. You can see it's almost like a gooey liquid that it's in. So this gooiness I just found out is actually from this okra. I didn't notice it was down here. Very small pieces of okra and a little bit of vinegar. It goes really nicely together. Look at that. Oh. Oh yeah, that's perfect little appetizer. Let me dig into this highball. Oh yeah. Not too strong, but you can definitely taste the whiskey still. That is like my all-time favorite drink at these izakayas, these Japanese bars.
I've actually ordered something different. This is a lemon sochu. Sochu is a type of alcohol that's a little bit stronger than sake, about 25 to 30%. And I actually have it with lemons inside. This is actual lemons. They look very orange, but it's a special kind of Japanese lemon that's inside, that's in season. So this is extremely refreshing. Let's go.
So I'm standing out front watching the chef prepare our first dish, the yakitori, all the different grilled chicken, different parts of the chicken, standing in the little alley here, Piss Alley. And this is really cool, filled with these izakayas, Japanese bars, where you can get some awesome food and awesome drinks. Gonna go inside now and try out our yakitori. Our yakitori has arrived, the grilled skewers. We have all the different parts of the chicken. Check this out. So the first one here, this one's my favorite. This is the minced chicken called tsukune, and it's kind of like a chicken ball. Next up is chicken thigh. This is chicken skin. This is thigh with leek. This is the chicken throat. This one, chicken butt. This one is chicken breast wrapped in a shiso leaf with a little bit of wasabi on top, and then chicken heart. And it smells just so smoky. The whole room started filling up with smoke as he was finishing these up. So let's dig into this. So I'm gonna start with the tsukune. I'm gonna dip it in a little bit of this mustard on the side. Oh, that is extremely soft minced chicken, really smoky. There's a little bit of a sweet sauce on the outside. Wow. That is so soft and tender. I'm gonna save a little bit for Sabrina. Next up, I'm going to try the chicken throat. I don't think I've ever tried throat before, but I've got a little bit of chili powder on the side. Dip it in a little bit of this. It's very cartilaginous.
This one looks delicious. The shiso leaf is really interesting, and a couple pieces of wasabi on top. Let's give it a try. Oh my god. That is extremely tender. So I'm trying the chicken butt now, which some people might be deterred from eating just because it's chicken butt, but I promise you chicken butt is pretty good. So let's try some Japanese style chicken butt. Oh yeah.
How many times can you say chicken butt?
Chicken butt's so good. We have ordered yet another piece of the chicken. This time it's gizzard, which is actually near the stomach. It crushes up food. And check this out. Let's try. Oh, so chewy.
Well, that was really, really good. All kinds of different parts of the chicken. Lots of delicious yakitori. So we're gonna keep walking down the alley and find another restaurant to pop into. So we're cutting through a tiny little back alley, even smaller than the other alley. This is the back sides of the shop. You can tell it's very historical, very old, very nostalgic feeling. So as you can see behind me, this is the Homeboy de Yokocho, the piss alley. We just walked through very, very small street, and now we are in the middle of Shinjuku, big city, tons of people. We're gonna keep going. There's a couple other really popular nightlife spots around Shinjuku. There is so much going on here. We are in the heart of Shinjuku. There is trains going behind me here. You can see, where is it? These women behind me are watching the music video going on up here because they are fans of that band, apparently. I was just told. Lots of colorful lights, big murals behind me, just so much life.
Welcome to Kabukicho, and at the end of this road you can see behind me there is a massive Godzilla, and every hour he's shooting out flames and being Godzilla. So we're gonna head down this road. This used to be a red light district, but now it's kind of a very touristy area where you can get lots of food, and we are gonna go find some more things to eat. So let's go.
Our next izakaya is right next to a sex shop, and there's many of these in this area. So let's go inside. This one's a seafood izakaya. We're sitting down now in the izakaya, and as I mentioned, this one is a seafood-based izakaya. Really cool interior, and we are starting our meal with some sake, the famous Japanese rice liquor. It's served in a box, like a lacquer box, and then on top we have the glass of sake, but you can see inside there's quite a bit of sake, so they actually overflow it and let it kind of drip down the side. It's just tradition around here. I've got a sake that is from Tokyo, from a brewery in Tokyo, and apparently it's super dry, so let me try this out here. Oh yeah, a little bit of a fruity flavor and definitely alcoholic, but sake is not as strong as the shochu that we tried earlier, or whiskey or anything. I think it's only around 15 to 20%, and really refreshing, actually, served nice and cold. Okay, so this is quite unique. I've never seen anything like this. Check this out here. I couldn't really tell what it was at first, but this is actually a dried squid, real squid, the body of the squid, and inside there is hot sake, very hot, like steaming hot. So I'm actually going to take I guess this is like the top of the squid, and take this out, pour a little bit into here. Whoa, make sure I don't spill too much. And I'll try a little drink like that. Oh wow, it's very hot. Oh, you can smell that dried squid. Oh man, it's actually kind of off-putting. Ooh, served hot, very hot. Actually, you can't taste the squid very much, maybe a little bit. The smell is quite strong, like a dried fish. And then the hot sake. Wow, Japan is full of interesting things.
Squid shot time. Yep, let's go.
So our first dish here is some grilled tuna. You can see that soy sauce, ginger marinade on the outside starting to caramelize. Let's try this out. It was served to us hot, bubbling hot. Oh, so tender. Oh wow. a little bit salty and a little bit sweet too. Wow, the texture of that is incredible. So our next dish is some deep fried massive shrimp. Just check these out, they're huge. And where in a lot of other countries you would de-shell this, not in Japan. In Japan, you just go right in. Very crunchy. Oh, that's really good. Really good. A very mild shrimp flavor, a little bit salty, extremely crunchy. There's a lot of calcium in the shell of these things, so you don't want to waste anything. So in here is something very, very interesting. This izakaya has all kinds of interesting drinks. So first we had the squid shot, and now check this out. Inside of here, there is puffer fish fin in hot sake. So as you may or may not know, puffer fish is a popular dish here in Japan. You can eat it in many different ways, raw, but I've never seen it in sake, in a drink before. So I'm gonna pour myself a little shot of the sake, and apparently you can taste the puffer fish, which if not prepared properly can be poisonous. I've been told this one is not poisonous, so let's try. Oh yeah, there is a little bit of a seafood flavor. It's good, and it's nice and hot once again. Not as hot as the squid one, but very interesting. Sake flavor, seafood flavor.
It smells very interesting, yeah. Wow, that is really interesting.
Oh, yes, I love the food.
This is called the turbo snail in English, and it's very interesting, and it's full of juice. So I'm just gonna take a piece and try it out. Wow, and it's super hot looking. Okay, cheers. Oh wow, tastes similar to a scallop. And the sauce inside, very light. That's delicious, very good.
Next up, one of my favorite seafoods of all time. Scallop. Oh man, I thought that was 2 pieces, but that's only 1 piece. That's huge. And this was steamed, a little bit of sauce. Oh, I love that. The flavor of the scallop is one of my favorite seafood flavors of all time. It's very, very, very slightly bitter. A little bit sweet too, naturally, and then that nice seafood flavor. That one might have been steamed a little bit long because it's a little bit chewy, but still really flavorful and really tasty. We have an oyster up next, and there's a couple different garnishes you can see. I'm going to put all of it, but let me squeeze a little bit of lemon juice, grab a little bit of green onions, and then some of this momiji oroshi. That is a really fresh oyster. Finished off at the next izakaya. That was really good. Lots of seafood. The sake is starting to work its magic. Really cool restaurant. I love the atmosphere. So apparently we're heading now to a whiskey bar, Japanese whiskey bar. So now we are in an area of Shinjuku called Golden Guy, and it's this very tightly knit network of izakayas, lots of restaurants, but about 90% of the stores in this Golden Guy are izakaya bars. Very cool. So the Golden Guy is definitely a little bit of a touristy area, lots of English signs, and a lot of these bars actually charge cover charges to go in, maybe between 500 and 1,000 yen. So check this out, even down this little alleyway, these doors right here lead to tiny little bars, this one and this one, different bars, kind of secretive. sitting down in the whiskey bar. We're on the second floor here, and the bartender just created one of the most interesting preparations of a drink I've ever seen. So first he actually took this ice block and formed it using only a knife in his hands into a perfect sphere. So it's like a perfect ball of ice you can see. So we've got whiskey on the rocks. This is a Japanese whiskey. This is the bottle here. The company's name is Nikka, and the distillery's name is Yoichi. So it's a single malt whiskey, and we have it on the rock, only one. Let me try it. Oh yeah, it smells like really deep, rich. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's like very smoky, almost a little bit, maybe like vanilla. Oh yeah, that is good. And nice and cold. Really good. So our pairing for this whiskey the bartender just gave us is some chocolate. So it's actually chocolate with a little bit of chocolate sauce on top, and then some pecans, and I'm supposed to chase it with the whiskey. Let's try this. Oh wow. Yeah. It's like smoky and sweet, rich, both of them. That's actually really good. Dark chocolate. All right, finished off with that whiskey bar. That was really, really cool. I loved that whiskey. The Japanese whiskey is starting to become more popular around the world, and I can see why. We are still a little hungry, so I think we're going to go for one more snack tonight. Hey!
Lunch.
Daikon, yeah?
Daikon. Yakitsukuwa. Chikuwa.
Oh, okay, fish cake.
Chicken.
Oh, chicken?
Chicken.
Chicken, oh, okay. Oh.
Pork.
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 Okay.
Hampe.
Oh,
Hampe.
very good.
やから一丁いいよ。
We are at our last stop of the day, and this place is serving Oden, which is a popular winter dish, but you can find it all times of year, and it's kind of like a Japanese hot pot, so all these different stewed items. We also have, of course, another drink. This is a drinking tour, and this is my all-time favorite beer. Excluding craft beers, I would always go for Sapporo if I can. From Hokkaido, which is in the north of Japan. This is seriously good beer, my all-time favorite. And perfect foam on top too, so refreshing. Our Oden has arrived. I see some of my all-time favorite classic Oden items. So you see here we've got a big bowl, and it's in this dashi stock, which is like a fish stock. And we've got a fish cake here. This is made of potato, and it's almost like a noodle. And this is supposedly has 0 calories, so it's really a healthy dish. This is the enoki mushrooms, or needle mushrooms, one of my favorite things in the world. The daikon radish, which is really big. This place has really big cuts of it. Some tofu and tamago, which is the egg. So I'm actually just going to, what should I start with? I think I'll start with a little bit of the daikon. I'm gonna put it in my bowl, and also I'm going to grab a little bit of the stock, this dashi stock, and pour that in my bowl. Oh man, this looks so good, and it smells absolutely incredible. So let's try this. So I've got a small piece of daikon with some of the stock. Let's try this out. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that is so soft. Just completely falls apart in your mouth. The radish is completely saturated with that sort of seafood soy sauce stock. So good. Just look at how easily this breaks apart with my spoon. It is effortless, so soft, stewed to perfection. And you gotta get some of that dashi. Next up, I'm going to try the fish cake. You can see it's this really interesting kind of tube shape I'll put it in my bowl. And then there's a little bit of mustard. So a little bit of mustard, a little bit of fish cake. Let's try that. Wow. So strong. Wow, that mustard completely shot up my nose. It kind of overpowered the fish cake flavor, but the texture is really good. Wow, my eyes are watering.
Alright, so I'm gonna try these potato noodles, and this looks really interesting. It's kind of in this bunch here. I'm gonna move it to my bowl. Try to take it in one bite. Wow, the flavor first of all from that broth is incredible, and then the texture of those is very bouncy, very chewy, almost rubber, kind of QQ. Very interesting, and I could eat those all day. 0 calories, the perfect noodle.
All right, guys, that's it for today's episode. What an incredible day night, I should say, of drinking and eating so many different foods. I really liked those unique sakes that we tried earlier with the fugu and out of the squid body. Yeah, really interesting. Big thank you to Japan Wonder Travel for helping us out today. If you're looking to book any kind of tour here in Japan, they're all over the country. Hit the link down in the description box and tell them we sent you, and I'm sure they'll give you some good service. They were awesome to us. So, what was your favorite thing we ate today?
Oh man, the Oden was incredible at the end of the night. Just so delicious, and it doesn't matter if it's summer or winter. It's perfect.
Yeah, lots to do here in Shinjuku, and this is only our first video from Tokyo. We are going to be exploring this city and seeing everything it has to offer. So make sure if you haven't already subscribed, hit the bell icon so you're notified when we post a video. Maybe I drank a little bit too much tonight because I'm starting to slur. But thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you again from Tokyo. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.